are going to expand your knowledge on electric cells today. Cells that produce electricity are known as electric cells. So you are going to learn about simple cell, primary cells, secondary cells and solar cells today.
To construct a simple cell, you will need copper and zinc sheets, dilute sulfuric acid, several pieces of wire, a beaker and a bulb. Now you have to prepare the setup as instructed. After that, you will have to make observations. Here you can see the bulb lights up, the zinc sheet dissolves, and collection of gas bubbles at the copper sheet. It requires an electric current for the illumination of the bulb. So it is very clear that the action of copper sheet, zinc sheet and dilute sulfuric acid together has produced an electric current in the simple cell. There are some weaknesses or shortcomings of the simple cell. Though the bulb lights up, the brightness of the bulb decreases with the time. So, it is very clear that we cannot get a large current continuously through the simple cell. Not only that, the zinc plate dissolves. And also, the cell contains a liquid. So, we can't take this here and there. To overcome the weaknesses of the simple cell, various types of cells were invented. Chemical cells and solar cells are some of them. Chemical cells are two types as primary cells and secondary cells. Primary cells. Here in primary cells, chemicals are exhausted in use and after a certain period of time they become inactive. This type of cells cannot be recharged. So we have to remove these cells from the usage. Dry cells, wristwatch batteries, certain camera batteries and the simple cell, lime cell, they all belong to the category of primary cells. Secondary cells. The specialty of the secondary cells is their rechargeability. Secondary cells can be recharged once the chemicals get exhausted. So we can use them for a longer period of time. Car batteries. Car batteries are also known as lead acid accumulators. Mobile phone batteries. Certain torch batteries are examples for secondary cells. Solar cells. When sunlight falls on solar cells, electricity is generated. Solar cells have identified as a very economical source of energy. Large solar panels are made out of collection of small solar cells. The terminals of the cells and batteries are named as positive and negative. A current always flows from the positive terminal to the negative terminal.
Now we are going to learn about electric circuits. What is an electric circuit? Electric circuit is a closed system that allows electric current to pass through. Okay, I think you all can understand what is an electric circuit. It is a closed system that allows an electric current to pass through. There is a special code of symbols used in circuit diagrams. So, to indicate the dry cell, we use this symbol. For the positive terminal, the longer line is used and the shorter line is used for the negative terminal. To indicate the bulb, this symbol is used. When there are bulbs, we can easily identify the passing of electric current. If the bulb lights up, it confirms us the passing of electricity through the circuit. To indicate the switch, this symbol is used. Using the switch, we can control the circuit. That means we can break the connection when necessary. Conducting wires. Conducting wires allows electric current to pass through them. To indicate conducting wires, we have to use straight lines. To indicate the ammeter, this symbol. a capital A written in capital A written inside a circle is used. To indicate the galvanometer, capital G written inside the circle is used. And to indicate the voltmeter, capital V written inside a circle is used.
This activity is designed to observe the way that current passes through different materials. Here we have to keep some materials in between the gap in the circuit. There you can see sometimes the bulb lights up, and once we keep some other materials, the bulb does not light. So the reason for the lighting up of the bulb is passing of electricity through the materials that we have kept in the gap. And reason for the not lighting up the bulb is also not passing the electricity through the materials that we have kept in the gap. So it is very clear that some materials allow electricity to pass through. These materials are known as conductors of electricity. Some other materials, they do not allow electricity to pass through. We call them as insulators of electricity.
I think the previous activity helped you to understand about conductors and insulators of electricity. What are these conductors of electricity? Substances that allow electric current to pass through are known as conductors. Almost all the metals are conductors. For example, iron, copper, nickel, they are some conductors. As metals conduct electricity, we use these metals to construct electric wires. There is a non-metal called graphite. Though it is a non-metal, graphite conducts electricity. So graphite is considered as an electric conductor. So what are the insulators that you know? Yes, non-metals except carbon graphite, pieces of papers, cardboard, wood, rubber. There are some examples for insulators.